Good evening, everyone. Dobro veče. So far, we've learned how to form positive and negative statements in present tense. In this lesson, we will learn how to ask questions. Let's start with the verb to read, ljutiti. How do we say, what are you reading? Šta čitaš? Šta čitaš? This is the sort of questions we've already encountered in previous lessons, together with questions like, excuse me, where is the post office? Which would in Serbian be, izvinite, gde je pošta? Or, how are you? Kako si? Or, kako ste, if you are being polite. But suppose you don't want to ask what, how, or where something is taking place, but whether something is happening or not. Here we have the verb raditi, to work or to do. And suppose you want to ask someone, are you working? There are several ways to say that. For a start, how do we say you work? Ti radiš, or just radiš. If you are being polite, you would say radite or vi radite. Now, to form a question from this, you can choose one of the following four options. The first one is just saying the positive statement and giving it the intonation of a question. Radite. This is the polite version, pronoun omitted. The second one, radite li, consists of the present tense for the corresponding person, in this case that's polite you, or the same would be for you in plural, and the interrogative word li. Li stays the same whether we are talking first, second, or third person, singular or plural. Radite, the present tense of the verb, changes when the person changes, but li stays the same. So, radim li is am I working? Rade li is are they working? And so on. The third option is da li radite. Here, the first part, da li, stays the same always, and the second part, radite, behaves just like in the cases above. It's the appropriate form of present tense depending on who you are asking about. And the fourth option is jel radite. The same applies here just like above. Jel stays the same and the verb changes. Let's try this with the verb to study. Učiti. We want to ask, are you studying? We can say učiš, or učiš li, or da li učiš, or jel učiš. All of it works. How would you say, are you working tomorrow? Radiš li sutra? You could have also said, jel radiš sutra? Or da li radiš sutra? Let's take a look at the following sentence. Radiš li ti šta? Word by word, this means, do you do what? So you might think this means, what do you do? But in fact it means, do you ever do anything? Ikad means ever, so it only emphasizes the meaning. Things get a little different when you want to ask if someone is something, a noun or an adjective. For instance, you want to say, excuse me, are you busy? How would you do that? Excuse me can be said in two ways. Izvinite or izvini in the less formal version. It also means I apologize. Or you could say oprostite or oprosti in the less formal way. This can also mean forgive me. So we have izvinite, da li ste zauzeti? Or Oprostite, jeste li zauzeti? Let me try to explain this a little better. Da li is something we've seen earlier in this lesson. It's an interrogative set that remains the same for all persons in singular or plural. In this sentence, da li sam lepa, meaning am I pretty, we have da li and then sam. This is the first person singular form of the verb to be in present. And lepa is pretty for a female. So this type of questions is formed from da li plus appropriate form of the verb to be in present tense plus adjective in appropriate gender or a noun. Like da li sam mačka? Am I a cat? In colloquial language, this also means am I attractive? Am I a good chick? Another way to ask this would be jesam li lepa? Jesam is the full form of sam. Am, I am. If you scan the screen, you'll find these full forms of to be for all persons. Jesam, jesi, je. Jesmo, jeste, jesu. Then we add that little word li plus an adjective or noun and we get the wanted question. Jesam li lepa? Da li si sam or jesi li sam means are you alone? Mlad means young. Is she young is then da li je mlada or je li mlada. I'll leave it to you to find the meaning of the remaining sentences. Let's take a look at this sentence. Jelda. It means isn't it? Or you can use it to express disbelief if you accent it in accordance. Jelda, meaning is that so? How would you say this house is old, isn't it? And the word for old is star. Remember, this is the male form. Ova kuća je stara, jel da? There is another way to say isn't it. That would be zar ne. Jel da and zar ne are constants. They don't change no matter what person or gender you're talking about. But there is yet another way to say isn't it, and it takes different shapes for different persons. Nisam li or zar nisam. You've met this in one of the earlier lessons. Nisam is a form of not to be in present. So this means am I not? Nisi li or zar nisi means are you not, aren't you? Nije li or zar nije is he or is she not? Nismo li or zar nismo means are we not, aren't we? Niste li, zar niste, are you not, plural? And nisu li or zar nisu means aren't they? Notice that these forms only go for sentences in which you ask whether something or someone is something. So it's isn't it, not doesn't it. Here's one question you might want to ask someone. Kako se zoveš? It means what is your name? Although grammatically that is not exactly how it is structured. Its infinitive is zvati se, to be called or to be named. You know this little se word? It's a reflexive pronoun, meaning oneself. So, to name oneself. You can use it for all persons and genders, it doesn't change. Kako means how. So, literally, this sentence says, how do you name yourself? There are more of these reflexive verbs that need to have se in them, such as plašiti se, to be afraid. Think for a bit. How would you say, are you afraid? da li se plašiš? Or plašiš li se? Or jel se plašiš? And how do you say he's afraid, isn't he? On se plaši, zar ne? Or on se plaši, jel da? Here are some more reflexive verbs. Smejati se, to laugh. This verb doesn't change exactly as you would expect it in present. It's not smejam, but smejem, smejem se, smeješ se, smeje se, and so on. Šminkati se means to put on makeup. Sećati se, to remember. Ljubiti se, to kiss. Play around with them. Ask someone if they are laughing or if they are putting makeup. Let's go back to the verb zvati se, to be called. This one also doesn't behave quite obediently in present, so I'm giving you all its forms here. Zovem se, my name is. Zoveš se, your name is. Zove se, her or his name is. Zovemo se, our name is. Zovete se, your name is, plural, and zovu se, their name is. That would be all for this lesson. Приятно!